Are you looking for the best budget NAS? In this video we will look at some of the 5 best budget NAS on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description. So make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Starting at number 1. TerraMaster F4-424 Pro NAS Storage. A powerful 4-bay NAS with tons of performance-enhancing features. The F4-424 Pro sports an 8-core processor, 32GB of memory is standard and dual M.2 slots for extra capacity or cache. Much cheaper 4-bay NAS are available than the F4-424 Pro, especially from TerraMaster. What makes this design special over the F4-423 that preceded it is the amount of processing power on tap. That makes this NAS especially useful for those who want a single NAS that does multiple jobs, since the Intel N300 CPU in this machine has 8 cores to manage multiple functions without breaking a sweat. Having file serving, syncing, security camera capture, and other things occur at the same time makes a strong argument that the extra cost of the F4-424 Pro is justified when compared with having more than one NAS. It's also easier to manage and should be more power efficient. If this design has a weakness, other than price, it's that many expected 10 GBE networking, not the dual 2.5 GBE LAN ports it ultimately came with. This could have been addressed indirectly with a PCIe slot, but TerraMaster left that out. Overall, this powerful NAS is still good at its asking price, especially when the alternative might be buying two $400 NAS just to get the same functionality. Number 2. Asustor Drivaster 4AS1104T 4-bay NAS. The Asustor Drivaster 4AS1104T is a compact and competitively priced NAS that boasts impressive processing power. Its Realtek RTD1296 quad-core 1.4 GHz CPU and 1 GB DDR4 memory make this NAS extremely efficient. It supports 4K decoding in its proprietary media mode, resulting in super smooth video playback. Asustor is one of the most reputable NAS brands around, so it's great that their budget model, the Asustor Drivaster 4AS1104T, comes in at such a low price. Though by no means professional grade, this budget model is ideal for recreational and personal use, with 4 bays, a tool-free setup, and hassle-free ports for expansion. The AS1104T comes into its own for uploading, downloading, and streaming content with 4K decoding for smooth video playback. A limitation to note is that you cannot designate individual service access to specific users or groups, but this kind of functionality is likely above its pay grade. Accommodates 2.5 and 3.5-inch hard disk drives. 2.5 gigabit Ethernet for fast data transfer. Easy, tool-free setup. Number 3. Synology 2-bay DiskStation DS223J. Synology's DiskStation DS223J is the replacement for the popular and well-received DS220J, an affordable 2-bay enclosure with access to the company's excellent DiskStation Manager, DSM, OS. Rocking a new ARM processor and more RAM, it's a solid choice for those who simply wish to store files and backups. The DiskStation DS223J is an entry-level, 2-bay Synology diskless NAS and one of the few models on the market that leave change from $200. It is essentially a direct replacement for Synology's popular DS220J budget NAS. At this price, you're not going to get the speed and processing power of other NAS devices we've featured, but the remote backup utilities that come with the DS223J make it well worth a closer look. Having a secure and reliable backup solution is crucial for NAS owners. After all, these devices can be physically damaged, and disaster recovery is usually a premium feature. However, the DiskStation DS223J Synology offers compressed storage volumes, cloud synchronization, and cloud backup services that make it easy to share and store files as well as backup data on leading cloud storage platforms such as Amazon Simple Storage Service and Backblaze B2. This is unheard of at this price point, making the DS223J great value for money. Number 4. TerraMaster F2-212 2-bay NOS. A replacement for the F2-210, the F2-212 features the same processor and memory as the Synology DS223J but has the possibility of some enhancements for the network interface. For Plex deployments and general file serving, the F2-212 is an affordable and surprisingly powerful NAS. Built around the very capable Realtek 1619B SoC and 1GB of DDR4, the TerraMaster F2-212 has an almost identical specification to the Synology DiskStation DS223J. TerraMaster offers this machine with removable drive trays, and the single USB 3.0 port can be used to add a 2.5 GB LAN adapter cheaply. It is inferior to the DS223J because only one of the two USB ports is USB 3.0. Arguably, the operating system and app selection don't compare with the latest Synology DSM either. While TerraMaster is developing its OS and apps, too many tools remain in a beta status to fully recommend them for all requirements. The previous F2-210 wasn't up to running Plex, but this machine can cope with that task and plenty more in S jobs. It might not have the polish of other platforms, but the hardware on the F2-212 is impressive for its asking price. Powerful quad-core CPU. Can be upgraded to 2.5 GB LAN with an adapter. A big upgrade over the F2-210. Number 5. NAP TS264-8G US 2-bay high-performance desktop NAS. The NAP TS264 is a very capable compact 2-bay enclosure. This NAS has 2.5 GB networking, 2 M.2 slots, a PCIe 3.0 expansion slot, an Intel Celeron processor, and 8 GB of RAM. It's perfect for running intensive apps and services such as Plex Media Server. Costing $429, the NAP TS264, similar to the NAP TS464, is one of the more expensive NAS recommendations in this buyer's guide, but it's well worth it if you can stretch to cover the cost. We'll start with the impressive Intel Celeron 5095 CPU, which has 4 physical cores and the ability to boost up to 2.9 GHz. This chip will be able to handle countless tasks thrown at it, be it surveillance or running a media server. The solid transcoding support, 2 M.2 slots, and a PCIe 3.0x2 slot are why we recommend this as our best budget NAS for Plex. The 8 GB of DDR4 RAM included with the TS264 is all you can use with the enclosure, but this should be more than enough for most tasks. The NAP QTS operating system can fully utilize the processing power available, and a single HDMI port ensures you can hook up your big TV screen for buttery smooth playback of all your 4K content. Two 2.5 GB connections will also allow for enough bandwidth to stream huge files over the network, making this a fine NAS for work and play.